What is going on, everybody? This is Tech Gio and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 things I wish I knew before I accepted my job offer as an SDR. Now, one thing I wish I knew before I started as a tech sales SDR, or wish I would have done, is research the company. And I'm gonna tell you guys, this is the most important thing you can do before you start as an SDR at a tech company, is go to Glassdoor reviews. Type into Google, and this is a website that actually allows you to see reviews of the company from employees, kind of like, their experience there. What's the leadership like? Do they approve of the CEO? Do you have room for growth? Do you enjoy working at this company? Do you guys hit quota? All of that good stuff is on Glassdoor reviews. Another website that you need to be on is called repview.com. This is the same exact thing as where you can review the company, where people like yourself or myself can review the company that they're at, and it's not fully anonymous, so you're not out publicly saying these things, but you're giving your 100% honest and feedback for anyone who's looking to join the company as well. So that's one thing I wish I would have done, is research the company, the actual reviews from the employees, and not just reviews of the product itself. The second thing I wish I would have done before accepting a job offer as an SDR is checking for the company growth. What is this saying? It's like men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. Look at the growth of the company, and you can do this on LinkedIn. Just go to their company page and go to Insights, and you can actually look at their headcount growth, and there will be a graph that shows you from 2 year to 1 year to like 6 months, 1 month, kind of like the previous history of like the headcount. And what you want to see is a graph that is slow and steady, that's kind of going up, or even if there's like a going up in a little dip, but it's going up. You want to see overall growth from the company, at least 10%, 20%, like some kind of percentage showing you that they are increasing in size. And that percentage, don't worry about the exact number. Just look at the graph and see if it's growing. If they are going on a decline, that means people are getting fired. That means maybe the company's not doing good. Maybe there's not enough funding, and that's why people are leaving or getting fired. That's a sign that you probably shouldn't join the company, because what's going to happen is you're going to get in there, you're going to be excited. They're going to tell you, hey, you're going to do great. We have blueprints to success. You're going to become this, you're going to do this. But look at the facts, because you're going to get in that company, and yeah, 3 months might be great. But with the time month 4, month 5 comes around, they're going to be like, hey, at this time, it's not the best for us to really have an SDR, and we're going to have to let you go. And so that decision is going to come sooner rather than later. So really make sure the company is in good standings. Maybe did they get a recent funding? You can use a website called crunchbase.com. And what you can see is like, when was their last funding round? Did they do a Series A? Have they done a Series B, a Series C, a Series D? See if they have funding, look at the company growth, and also look if there's an SDR has been promoted to AE, and look at the average employee tenure. Those things will give you some pretty strong indicators if this is a company you can grow with, or if this is a company that you're going to be with for a very short period of time. All right, now the next thing I want to touch on is there employees or current AEs that went from SDR to AE? So when you're in an interview, you're always going to ask, what is the growth potential within this role? Just be very honest and upfront, like, hey, I really do want to get started as SDR. I know I'm going to crush it. I took in CourseCareers. I know what SDRs do. They prospect, they send messaging, they set up appointments for account executives, they focus on top of the funnel, they use CRMs, they use sales cadences. You're going to tell them everything right? Really work hard as an SDR, grind hard. The more you put in, the more you get out, the more calls you make, the more emails you make, the better you get at messaging, the more you understand your ideal customer profile and all of this, and the better advantage that you have to becoming an AE over somebody else. So I asked this in the interview, like, hey, they're always going to tell you yes. Anytime you're in a tech company and there's an SDR, like, hey, yeah, you can be an AE or an SDR manager. Those are the roles that we can promote you to, but really find someone who's actually done it. It's one thing to actually be told it, but do you know someone in the company right now that went from SDR here to an AE? Ask that question. Go ahead and look on LinkedIn. You can look at all the account executives and look to see if they're an SDR. That's going to be really important if that's your goal. Unless you just want to stay in SDR, it's definitely doable, definitely possible. Like to be an enterprise SDR, but if you're looking to really get paid more compensated and move into a new role instead of an SDR, then that's definitely doable, and that's what I would look for. So check to see any SDRs to AEs, and always ask, but always confirm as well. So why does picking the right company matter when you're joining as an SDR in tech sales? So I'm going to be very transparent and honest with you guys. Picking the wrong company to start with is literally not only helping you, but making it worse, okay? So think about it like this. Yeah, you'll get an SDR job and you might be at the job for 3 to 6 months, but what happens when it's time to leave and like things go bad because the company, like I said, the headcount growth, or there's no room of growth, like potential from like an SDR to an AE, or maybe the research of the company that you didn't do came out bad. There was a bunch of negative reviews. They had 1 star out of 5 star. When you're starting to experience it, then you're gonna have to start in that role and then restart from the beginning and go find another SDR job, because if you have a very short time as an SDR, it's going to be hard to use that. They're going to ask you, why were you at this company for only 3 months and now you're looking at an account executive role? It just won't make sense. So picking the wrong company, you'll get started, you'll start making money, you might get a little bit in your first few months, but then you're going to have to start the job process all over again and now work another 12 months, because typically it takes anywhere from 9 to 12 months, maybe some companies 18 months to move from an SDR to AE. So if you use 6 months at that company, you go back 6 months and you have to work another 12 months at one company to become an AE. And so it's always going to be easy to move internally up the ladder than it is just to go to an account executive right away to another company, because typically they have SDRs who've been working hard that are ready for that promotion as well. So that's why it matters to pick the right company to really just set yourself up for success. And so really make the decision. I know at first it's like, man, I don't have many job offers, but really just only focus on companies you would want to work for. Me, myself, I did like 350 to 400 applications in like 4 days when I was just looking to get into any SDR role. So that's my words of wisdom and advice for someone who's looking to break into tech as an SDR. If that's you, what I would recommend is to start with CourseCareers and use the code Tech Gio to save $50 off. I have the link down below. Without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure to reach out to me on LinkedIn and Instagram at Tech Gio and drop any comments or questions you may have, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.